Giovanni's Island is what happens when you mix the charm and melancholy of Grave of the Fireflies with the visual mystique of Tezuka's Phoenix 2072. And is probably the most atmospherically balanced film of this era, fine-tuning the happy with the sad and a well-mixed essence enveloped with the emotional draws much of the films in the era encouraged. And as such, is a very well-structured movie that isn't necessarily widely known, likely due to a multitude of factors such as having relative unknowns work on the film, doesn't conform to the modernist story setting, and is a tough subject matter in general. But all of that doesn't really matter for the contents of the film itself, which, by the way, are really good. Junpei and Kanta are sons to a firefighter on a small island in Japan, and World War II has just been lost. The brothers and everyone else on the island try to make the best of the new situation as Soviet soldiers begin occupying their homes, with the commanding Russian family taking the brothers home and the Russian children begin going to their school. The Russian daughter in Junpei's home, named Tanya, befriends Junpei and Kanta, calling them Giovanni and Campanella after none of the Galactic Railroad characters, and the kids begin seeing the good of each other's sides. But when Junpei's uncle is captured trying to smuggle provisions onto the island, the brothers' father is taken and everyone is escorted off the island to await a new fate, with harsh impressions and their livelihoods left on the island. The film is beautiful in two ways. The first is the atmospheric balancing. The friendship between Junpei and Tanya, for as short as it is well built and soundly structured as if it were a natural friendship over the course of a few years. The hospitality Tanya's family shows Junpei and Kanta is warm and very down to earth, as well as how the opposite classrooms sing the other songs, knowing that they've been listening to them for a few good months. It's a nice reflection on the nature of people and children, and how they aren't monsters or evil, but just people trying to go about their lives the best they can. So when it does take a turn for the worst, it makes the twist much stronger as these things did happen and caused great turmoil to everyone, whether they were just doing their jobs or just trying to survive. It's an unfortunate natural progression based on the truths of the time, as well as the essential tragedy of how two seemingly intermingling cultures are ultimately different. The second is the way the film paints life. Like I said, it's very natural in its storytelling. Both the moments where everything is calm and serene and those where everything is chaotic and unforgiving are animated and performed wonderfully, all from the point of view of a child, mind you. This gives the movie a whimsical slight, as well as an intensified outlook, from the beautifully drawn scenes on the Galactic Railroad, to the mystifying scene with the brothers and Tanya playing with a toy train set, to the melancholic finale of going home. It's all done very respectfully to the story and the nature of the historical context, as it is the reflections of Junpei as he would see it. Now, there is a problem with the film that is pretty jarring to notice. The animation is inconsistent, and before I tear into it, I want to make it clear that I actually like the animation, as it's a unique style from everything else, it is more fitting of realism and in many cases incredibly gorgeous and creative like with the Galactic Railroad scenes. What I'm talking about is the animation methods and sudden changes in expression. The movie is mostly hand-drawn style, but there are some uses of CGI that really stick out like a sore thumb. What would have been a beautiful moment between Junpei and Tanya is uprooted by 3D rendered plants, and it threw me off guard. With the expressions, the style is mostly fine, except where there are goofy, kind of exaggerated faces that really seem more fitting of a 90s anime series, mostly done with Kanta. For a serious story like this one, these facial expressions were a bit too wacky and out there. But like I said, the movie is still a very good piece about the interconnectedness of people as well as the tragedies of circumstances and life in general. The animation doesn't kill the movie. If anything, a majority of it is phenomenal, it's just those few instances. Is it sometimes cheesy and whimsical? Yeah, but I think if you realize whose POV this is, it can be easily forgiven. And it doesn't shy from its horrid and intense moments either. Honestly, it's a great movie to experience a seldom seen aspect of post-war life. And if the story sounds interesting enough to you, as it was based on real events, and you add it to your watch list, then you're on the right track.